Welcome back to Real Repairs for Real Customers. We're talking today about a 2014 Toyota Avalon, and there'll be other year models included, I'm sure. These armrests and the center console present real repair challenges, and it really speaks about where the industry has come and indicates that we really need to prepare for the future for some different repair ideas. So hopefully here we'll answer some questions, but we also intend to raise more questions. And this gives me an opportunity also to reveal what is a work in progress for me. So let's jump on in. And before I forget to mention it, there is another repair opportunity that comes to us that you may not have thought about. This is by way of moving claims. So when an insurance adjuster asks you if you can repair a mattress, well, the answer is by all means yes, because all you need for the mattress repairs are a double needle blind stitch and the hand sewing thread. So either the material will pull apart near the pull strap or the pull strap itself will come off. And with the pull strap being a little bit weak here, the customer agreed to have me put a little extra stitch to reinforce it. In this example, the pull strap had pulled the material loose and was only hanging on by a thread. But it's a simple matter to put this back together. And with the price of a new mattress, you can imagine the insurance adjuster is very happy to pay for your service call to take care of this. And just a quick note on hand sewing thread. I know of one supplier who had tried to substitute with a machine sewing thread, but that's not the same. I've even had people at the seminar say they use other kinds of threads, or they use fishing line or whatever. But bear in mind that it's called hand sewing thread for a reason. It could be handy. It's in the name. It has to be heavier and stronger than other threads. When sewing on the sewing machine, the material is face to face and there's no pressure on the material. In fact, the foot is a presser foot. It's pressing the material together. By the time there are any stresses on the stitching, there are thousands of stitches that share the load. But when we are hand stitching, we are gathering material. Each individual stitch is subjected to a heavy load. And when I recommend hand sewing thread, it's the result of research and development here in my shop. And it's got to prove the test out in the field with real repairs for real paying customers. And as is true of any of the techniques that I teach at the seminar, it's got to be proven for about a year in the field before I can comfortably recommend it. So never let your supplier change that just on a whim or based on price. Quite frankly, it's better to listen to the one who has the proof in the performance. For example, I would never presume to tell Tommy Emmanuel how to play guitar. That's time for me to sit down and watch and listen and learn. In this case, it's about having the right tool for the job. Now, sometimes at the seminar, I will hint at a new process, but just give a review of some research in progress. And we are doing that a little bit here with this video. So let's move on to the Avalon door armrest and center console lid. This material is known for its very low heat threshold, meaning that if you try to do a vinyl repair, that before you get the repair compound cured, you've already exceeded the heat threshold of the original material. And once you do that, the material turns into a sticky tar that never solidifies. Even if you try using a low temperature cure compound, you can discover that once you impress the grain into it and lift your grain pad up, the whole thing pulls off. And from a few years ago, this is a picture of the goo on an armrest of the same make and model of vehicle. And on that same vehicle, I also took the center console apart and I'm playing with the material there to get a good demonstration of what's happening. So the idea is to simulate a vinyl repair where we've heated the material, pressed the grain pad down, and now look what we get. It's not like we can reconstitute it. We can't reform it. It stays gooey. I've got a folder full of this kind of thing that I've named State of the Business. And if we ever unleash the contents of that folder, it will burn people's eyes like they were slicing onions. Fortunately, with a few very basic upholstery skills, you can recover that console. In fact, in just a minute, I am going to recover this arm on this Avalon. Now, I forgot to take pictures of the driver's side, which was really bad, but I was involved in a bit of experimentation there, and I'm going to demonstrate what I experimented with on these pictures from a Kia. This happens to be a 2011 Kia Optima. Now, this is a different material. This material will repair. It will take the heat. But what I'm looking for in a repair material is something that will work into the cloth backing, a compound that will feather really fine on the edges. So basically, we will be screen printing into the cloth and blending with the existing coating. At this stage, we have 2 applications of compound and 1 application of wipe-on color, which serves as our guide coat. So to give you an idea, this is where I think outside the box. If you had a low temperature cured compound, you did not need to put the grain pad onto it after it was cured, and it did not bubble up when you heated it. It looked just like this. Then in that instance, you could level any damaged piece that you wanted to recoat. In other words, instead of having to strip the original urethane off the armrest, can we level the existing urethane so that when we recover it, we have a smooth base to recover? Often the foam padding comes off with the urethane, so in this way, you wouldn't even need to put new foam on the armrest. So that's the question that I'm throwing out there. Do you see an application for such a thing? That is absolutely what I did with the driver's door on the Avalon. Now, I didn't take any finished pictures on the Kia, but I did find on the customer's website the driver door of that Kia. And you guessed it, sold again. So for the Avalon, if you just want to recover the armrest, let's look at the contact points here for the door panel. And if this is the only part of the video that actually interests you, it still is helpful to see how things come apart. And rather reassuring to know that it's so easy. On the back end of this bezel, there is a spring clip. Just snaps into place. So when you're prying it out, just try to be careful not to break the whole thing. And there you can see the clip. This would be a good time to get any of these upholstery clips that did not come off with the door panel. So the armrest is going to be held on with these 6 screws and with 2 plastic welds. And because the spot welds can be rounded on top, it's often easier to shave them off before drilling them out. Nothing to it, just like puffed wheat. So for simplification, I traced the outline of the armrest onto the new fabric and then added a couple of inches extra for the wraparound. The most important thing was to have 2 straight edges, which I am sewing here. We can see that the original seam has a single top stitch. So both of the selvages on the underside are folded to one side. That stitch will pinch those 3 layers of vinyl together. Of course, I'm not an upholsterer, but I think that every technician should know a few basic upholstery techniques. That way you can be versatile out in the field, especially when it comes to simple things like armrest and console lids. So I've got a little fold in the fabric coming up. I should have positioned this a little better, but hopefully that fold will drop out over time. So there you go. The color is a little darker, but we're going to go with it. It's a high mileage car, and that's what it's going to get. So the plastic here is heavy duty enough that it can receive the 3/8 inch long staples. I think the majority of the time that I use the shorter 1/4 inch staples are on the consoles that have very thin plastic, and you don't want the staples coming up through the vinyl and poking your arm. And it turns out I've run out of my regular screws for this. I have every kind of fastener in the world in a case, but I ended up having to use wood screws here in this plastic. Don't do that unless you're a professional. All right, so we're back at the dealership here. The one thing I'm missing is the little plastic push pin to the front of the door. Those get brittle. I'll have to pick up a couple of those. The upholstery shop already did the center console on this particular vehicle, and it's a different color too. Now on the driver door arm. This is the case where I was able to put the compound over top of all the jagged pieces on there, heat it at a very low heat so that I didn't exceed the low heat threshold of that original material. The compound is probably not cured well enough to be considered a repair, but it does smooth out the entire armrests so that when I put the new vinyl cover on, it's all nice and smooth. So that was the first application of that idea. Now, whether that method becomes something we can use further on down the road, that remains to be seen. Now, most people think I'm crazy when I come up with these kinds of ideas, but who knows whether this idea will stick or whether this will give birth to another idea in the future. But at the very least, we've come up with a solution for this material that's problematic, and we've raised a few questions which push the envelope a little further, and that's how we progress. Now, I've been so busy lately, I forgot to include something musical, and so in the description box below, you will find a link to an interview of Vic Fontaine, who was quite a popular singer in Las Vegas back in the day. I got to know him on a personal level, not on a musical level, back when I was a teenager. You'll find his interview very entertaining and his music top shelf. Thanks for watching.